Not so.
Is there an option to get the
What?
copy the link
For what?
when we go live?
On Instagram?
Yes.
Oh, boy, water, thank you.
Here it is. I found it. All right. We're live. We got some peeps. We're about to go live on TikTok. You ready for this, sis? It's our first time going live on TikTok.
Let's do it. Oh,
Oh,
I don't know what this is.
questions.
And we have answers. Expeditiously. On a
Okay.
different topic, please. Add topic.
Oh, I thought I did this.
You didn't. What do the lonely do at Christmas?
It is not Christmas. Why are you always singing
What
some
do
random
they do?
Christmas and I'm singing lonely? Sound like you.
What's because you started said what, and then you typed the letter D, and I thought, what do the lonely do at Christmas? What do the lonely do? Do they do at Christmas?
Okay, I'm
What
seeing.
do they add topic? What's
I
that
thought I
sound?
did that.
Oh, that topic.
Oh, sure. There we go.
Mahaha.
Now
She's
we're there.
smart. And she's a smart cookie.
Now I have to figure. Every single time, it's like I don't know how to use technology. I do this every time.
That's because you're a young lady.
There we go.
Look at me. I'm a young lady too, as I just yawned. Mind me not. I just.
It's the
pulled
weather.
one.
This weather been weathering.
Yo, but right after this weather, guess what it's going to
Let
be?
me
Hot.
fix this camera because this.
Wait,
ain't
are
it.
you on TikTok Live?
TikTok Live is here.
Are you on TikTok Live right now?
Yes.
Okay, let me go ahead and do the thing.
But
do the thing,
this,
Julie.
Instagram. And the way my phone is phoning.
Oh yay, you are live.
Oh yeah, I am. I'm glad that worked.
Yep, we're here with
You
it.
guys see me? Drop in the chat. Anybody who's here, welcome. It's been a minute. We are live on Instagram, and this is our first time going live on TikTok because we went viral
Hey.
with a post. So
Oh,
had
did we
it
go
up.
viral?
This was the other week. Went live on went viral, excuse me, and you have to have so many likes or so many followers in order to be able to go live on TikTok. So we did it, Joe. We did it.
All right, I posted on there. Look at me.
Oh, look at us. We're
It
here.
works. Yay. What's up, Jenny?
So thanks for joining us
How's
on
the
both
wine?
TikTok and if you're on Instagram. But I figured because we have some new followers to our TikTok, we got a little bit of a different setup this evening. It's a little bit of last minute threw it together because we got a new bed today, so we had to move our old bed into our living room. So either way, but we're here. We ain't been here in a couple of weeks. Life been lifing. So I figured we should probably introduce ourselves maybe every single week, every single bi-week that we do this, because we do have
you
some
were
new
lit.
guys out there. And thank you for interacting with us. Thank you for being in our chat. We are definitely going to be interacting with you guys
Jenny,
throughout
tap
our
the screen
show.
for the likes, please.
Same on
Tap some
Instagram. Make
screen.
sure you're giving us some love, giving us some comments, giving us some feedback.
What?
So my name is Faris. I have an AKA, but there's only like one person that calls me that, and that is
And
my
that's
sister
not y'all
here.
AKA. For y'all out there in the other world, you know, other people might be able to say, but nope, that's my AKA.
But yeah, we have our mostly bi-monthly sibling podcast here called Mighty Funny. We like to believe that we're pretty hilarious. We have a couple of jokes here and there. Of course, as siblings, I'm the oldest daughter. We have an older brother. She's the youngest daughter. But you go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right, my name is Rye Guy. You can follow me on Instagram.
You grab me with that. Don't follow me on nothing but Mighty Funny. Go ahead.
Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Facebook if that's still a thing that people do nowadays. You know, they handle it.
Your mic is like hanging to the side.
My handle is
click it
Fly
over
Guy
here.
Rye.
Let us know how the audio is on TikTok because I connected a different mic for the first time. That's this whole podcast
you know
looking
what? We
mic
need
here.
the ring thing for this one right here. I think easy because it's dark.
Oh yeah, we need some better light. We're in a different, again, normally we're there and there's much more lighting, so we're just in a different area of the house right now. But Again, up there at our Instagram. Hi, guys. Jump in the comments. Let us know that you're here. Good evening. It's Wednesday, May the 28th.
Yes. It's
Yes.
the 28th. You
It's
want to know
hump
how I
day.
know?
Normally we're here on Tuesdays, but this one had to work a late shift yesterday, so we pushed it over to today. Happy that we made it. It's been a couple weeks, like I said. I put on my Mom Vibe shirt for you guys. I got Jack A. Hooray from Sister. She's on 227. We got the original mom, Claire Huxtable, Felicia Rashad. We got Aunt Viv from Fresh Prince. And then we got Harriet Winslow from Family Matters. That was my show. So yeah, definitely 80s, 90s mom vibes. That was a bunch of awesome shows. Thank you again for tuning in, guys, on both Instagram and TikTok. We will be posting this to our YouTube and our Facebook pages later. Everything is Mighty Funny and or at Mighty Funny 3, but we are here tonight. This one's on her phone.
It's because I'm doing networking things. I'm trying to do something real quick.
Networking. So you guys can drop in the comments. We're coming off of Memorial Day weekend. If you did anything fun this past weekend, let us know and we can talk about what we did. What did you do?
What, this weekend?
This past weekend.
This past weekend? Oh, I
Should
grilled.
clear it through.
I grilled is what I did.
You grilled. What'd you grill?
I made some. Dang it! Now I wish I had to stand. I made.
Move this down. That's the problem. Go
I
ahead.
made some chicken.
Okay, some chicken.
I made some shrimp.
I'm
I made
listening.
some corn. I made some baked beans, and I made some hot dogs.
also.
Are you all right? And I put that all on the grill. Let me see if I can find you.
What are you looking for?
You.
Me?
Yep.
Me where?
Right here, except.
Oh, you're joining us? Sure. You're going to join us while joining us?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm typing it.
I was
touching
wondering
it
why
like
you were
I have a
doing that.
touchscreen
I was
left.
like, your computer is touchscreen. Yeah.
I mean, I'm fancy like that, so maybe.
Yeah. So now it's the two of us.
Okay, but why would you do that?
So that I'm on mine.
But then I can't see. Whatever. I guess we can still see each other.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so we're here now on both Rye Guys TikTok and my own personal TikTok, or not my own, but Mighty Funny's TikTok. Again, we're always just figuring out our setup.
Wait,
Apparently,
can we see us? No,
I can
can't
see you. I can't see
you
me.
can't see me.
But
Boo! Boo! At least I tried.
oh, it's an audio issue. You gotta leave.
Bye.
Yes. Did you say something?
Oh,
Peanut Gallery in the back called us amateurs.
and we are.
That's cool. We are amateur podcast. Everybody can have a podcast, right?
At least we tried. And that's the important part. Take the first step. What is it that Elmo said in Elmo and Grouchland? You take the first step. Soon you will see just how great your heart can be. Look on up
Oh.
to the sky. Take that first step and kiss your fears goodbye.
Okay. I'm cracking up.
Sorry, that's my
I am
movie
cracking
right
up.
there. That's my
cracking
movie
up.
right there.
But hopefully our Instagram viewers, because I'm adjusting the camera right now, you guys can still hear us. I know you can, see us. I know you can hear us loud and clear. Our Instagram mics are these mic hears. TikTok is the one in front of us. So again, TikTok, let us know you can hear us loud and clear. Does it sound distorted? Does it sound whatever? Again,
can.
temporary location, perfect.
That's good.
In regards to this little backdrop here, we're still figuring things out. Mighty Funny just relaunched earlier this year. Thank you for letting us know, sis.
Yeah, thank you.
You gotta come be on the show with us one time. Pick a topic. But
Let's talk about how much it hurts to get your teeth cleaned after years of not doing it.
they were
It's
just
not to
clean?
recommend.
That's all you had done?
And it hurt so bad.
Why did it hurt?
Because it did, okay? When you ask me why.
Okay, let me rephrase the question. What about it hurt?
Oh man, let me tell you something. First of all, my one friend was like, "Oh, they did like put the drill in it." I'm like, at the very end, yes. But what hurt is when she got in there with that little sticky stick pokey pointer thing and got all the way back here on my back teeth in the gums. Oh my gosh! When I tell you, I felt like I was in Saw. Okay,
Saw.
it hurt so bad. I was like, oh God, like she was in there. I was sitting there like, clutching the headrest, just trying to hold on. So I was sweating. Oh, I started sweating so bad. It was terrible, and that was really just all right up in there. Oh my God, it hurt so bad. Oh my God, it hurt so bad.
Are they clean though?
I mean, they are clean now.
Do they feel like you? Sometimes you feel like you on your you run your tongue against your teeth after the dentist, and it's like, oh, I can feel the difference.
Well, yeah, I can feel the difference. Oh, I can feel the difference. All right, I feel that difference. All right. But then at the dentist, I went and ate Taco Bell because I was so hungry.
Why were you eating Taco Bell after getting your teeth bleed?
I was so hungry.
Poor decision.
I didn't eat this morning. I was tired this morning. I woke up.
So
blinked.
it might have been like a year ago. I went to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned or whatever. And I had literally was super busy at work, so I didn't eat. And I'm not thinking. I literally was eating pretzels on the way to the dentist. I need to use the restroom. I was in there. Whoa, I was trying to rinse myself out with some water.
Oh crap!
I was apologizing to that dental hygienist. My bad. I forgot where I was going.
That was almost
you want to brush your teeth for the dentist, not eat.
That was almost me.
I was look, y'all finna clean it, right? Go ahead. Here, clean this. Let me make sure y'all did it. Y'all missed the spot. I see pretzel, a little piece of salt.
Oh gosh. That's so funny.
That's hilarious. But yeah, so Memorial Day.
Yes, they went underneath my gums in that very back, and that crap hurt. I tell you that crap hurt when I tell you I was in tears. I was yes, because it's so sensitive. I think I have a cavity up here, and maybe that's
why. What did they tell you?
I have 2 cavities, but there's one back here that my wisdom tooth, it was pushing into my back tooth, so it caused a cavity, so I had to get that extracted. Ouch. And I'm pretty sure the reason why this hurt so bad up here is because I have a cavity up there. When I tell you, my mouth is swollen right now.
I'd assume so.
Yeah.
But they didn't fill your cavities?
No, they'll do it after I get my wisdom tooth pulled or teeth, because they think I might need this one pulled, but they're not sure.
You have to go to the specialist or whatever, orthodontic whatever doctor.
Get the X-rays.
Yeah. No, thank you.
This beautiful pearly smile.
No, thank you. But all right, that was how you wrapped up your holiday weekend, I guess, even though that was today.
Oh, by the way, I made steaks yesterday, y'all. I just had to put that out there. I threw them steaks in the grill. Yes, they were good. Let me tell you something. First of all, I'm a cook master. I never cooked steak before. Yesterday was my first time cooking steak, and I threw that bad boy on the grill. Let me tell you something. That joint was so tender. It was so juicy, right? I marinated them bad boys for 30 minutes or some odd, because I came home and decided I want to cook steaks at 7 o'clock for no odd reason, right? So let me tell you, I ain't eating until 10. But anyways, right? I marinated them bad boys. And then, I put them on there, whatever. And then I took them out to marinate. I patted them, not all the way dry, but, mostly dry. And then, I put my salt, a big, coarse grind salt. So I put the highest level.
Y'all writing this down? Get this
right, get this right here. Get it right here. Then I put the highest coarse salt, and I on the steaks, and then I did the pepper too, on the grinder part, the biggest part. I did the pepper, and I put Montreal steak seasoning on it too. Did both sides. Put the made sure that the sides of the steaks, put that in the seasoning, get all covered all sides, right? Boom, and then I put it on the grill, right? So not only did I just every once in a while baste it just real quick with a little bit of marinade. Here's what I did. I put butter on it.
Yeah, you're supposed to do.
I put butter on top of the joint.
You're saying that was a secret.
Listen. Nobody told me to do that. Nobody told me to do that. If because when you go look at recipes and stuff, and they just tell you the basic stuff, this, that, and the third, none of the recipes I had looked up prior said put butter on your steaks when you're grilling it. None of them said that. So I just thought to do that because I know it'd be tender, and it gets all in the meats there. And it was so good. It was so good.
So yeah.
Yeah,
so we're going to dive in. Well, I'll go to my Memorial Day. But once again, we thank you guys for joining us here on Mighty Funny Live. We are a bi-monthly sibling podcast. My name is Faris. I'm the oldest sis. This is my youngest sis,
Riley Fox.
And we are here to talk about whatever we randomly choose to talk about or whatever you guys want us to talk about. We always have some random jokes. We will break out into song. We will do whatever. So jump in the comments, share, love, send us GIF on Instagram as well at MightyFunny3. Jump in the comments. Tonight's topic is, what did you want to be when you grew up? And what did you end up doing, career path? So as a kid, what was your career aspirations? What did you want to be when you grew up? What did you end up being and why? So you can go ahead and jump in the comments and share your story, and we will share ours as well. But I'll just give you guys a moment. This past Memorial Day weekend, I had some super last minute plans. It was maybe 3-4 days before, we saw Beyonce at MetLife, this past Sunday. Literally got the tickets just a couple of days before because the tickets had dropped to very low. So I had seen her a million years ago, right after she had Blue, and Blue will be 14 in January. So literally hadn't seen her in almost 14 years. Never listened to a single song on a Cowboy Carter album. I have not listened to a single song on a Renaissance album, but I still had fun. I just went into Walmart and grabbed me a quick little cowboy hat. I already had some boots, having a little denim outfit. We had fun. It was nice weather up in North Jersey. What's up?
I just wanted to let you know, had we had went into Spencer's or Hot Topic, we would have found the cowboy hat or boot earrings that you were looking for, because my friend has cowboy hat dangle earrings, and I was like,
well, I didn't want to take the kids in there. That was why I didn't go in there.
Oh, well,
because it's like, you already know, it's like adult stuff in there. So.
True, but
yes, I thought about it, and I was like, maybe I should just tell Chrissy, like, hang out with them out here, and I ran in real quick, or vice versa, and you ran in look. It is what it is. It was a last minute concert. I wasn't on stage, and I was always joking, like, it's awesome how people get dressed up and go, to go to concerts, especially like the Beyonce concerts. Like, we saw all types of outfits, but I'm like, I'm not on stage. Like, you didn't come to see me. So what I got on was not anybody's concern. I had a whole hoodie on most of the time because it's an open air football stadium. It was chilly. Oh. Yeah, MetLife is where the Giants play. It's actually where I saw Rihanna and Eminem a million years ago, too. Don't make that face. Ain't my fault they ain't toured since then. That's another conversation. Artists that need to go on tour because we got adult money. Yeah, right?
Thank you.
When I was younger, I didn't have adult money.
And y'all wanted to be on tour when I was broke. But now that I got a little bit of money, y'all want to be like, you know what, we're grown now. We're retired. No, unretire. Unretire. I'm cracking up. Yes, I need to see you guys. Eminem, Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers. Why?
Yeah, well, that's the same way too. I want to see, T-Pain. But he only does, like, very limited shows.
To the Hard Rock in Atlantic City, you ain't go?
When was he there?
You said T-Pain.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Who'd you think? I know we saw T.I. and Ludacris just last year.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. I don't know. She was like, "What day I said?" No, my bad.
I'm the other T.
Yeah, right. Listen, I had just woken up from a nap not too long ago. My brain's still catching up.
Elemental P. No, I'm joking. Right. You already know we've been to so many concerts.
Yeah.
What I saw online today too? They're like starting a petition because they want Chris Brown to do the unseen Michael Jackson tribute that he was supposed to do with Sierra years ago, but they canceled it. They want him to do it on the tour. And I was like, that would be awesome. Though? Yeah, they want him to do it. But I'm like, let's not take away from his set list.
Like, let him do what he set himself up to do.
How about y'all just let him do it on TV like it was supposed to be originally?
Or whatever.
Don't take away from the tour.
It's a petition, though.
That's neither here nor there. So again, we thank you guys for watching us. Please like, love, send, give, share, especially on TikTok. We thank you guys for the support for Mighty Funny. We try to give you guys a couple of chuckles as you scroll through your feed on both Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, because we're on all the platforms. So hopefully you got a couple of chuckles from our page. And we were live with you guys here twice a month, just checking in. If there's anything you want us to talk about, feel free to give us some comments and some feedback. We are so open to it, and we want it. But again, tonight's topic.
Different strokes for different folks.
I'm cracking up. What does that even mean?
The Sharon Future, John. Have you seen that, by the way?
No. Oh, they made a song?
Different strokes for different folks.
They remade that song?
So on and so on. Oh my gosh, you haven't seen it?
I'm assuming you don't know that that's a remake.
Oh, yes, I know it's a remake.
Oh, I was going to say.
Oh, I know it's a remake, but I just thought it was hilarious.
Well, look, Future trying to get some share money.
He's so on. So on.
No, I did not. I don't listen to today's music. I really don't. I cannot. I absolutely cannot. I'd be like, I sound like somebody's old, boomer. What is this crap on the radio? I don't listen to today's music. And sometimes if I do turn the radio on, I'm like, nope, give me my Spotify.
All you have to do is turn on TikTok.
Or I'll turn on.
All you gotta do is
my FYP don't have Future and Share.
It will now. It will now that I've said it.
Been influenced.
Yes, and you'll see it, and you'll be like, "What?" And then you'll hear it. So on. This is so stupid. All right.
Again. So this is what we do. We're random. We're Mighty Funny. Mighty Funny, Cher, and Future did a song. Who would have thought
for that? Gap or something, and it's a Gap commercial or something.
Hey, get that bag. Yeah, go ahead, Cher. More money for the grandkid. Okay. Anywho,
that's stupid.
Tonight, we're talking about, what did you want to be when you grow up? That question they ask you in elementary school when you're worried about, coloring and whatever it is you're worried about. They ask you what you want to be when you grow up. Like, can I just be a kid? Anywho,
kids
maybe what you went to school for, college, trade school, whatever, got learning some teaching about, and what did you end up doing and why?
Right.
So So I'll let you go first,
All
Rye
right.
guy.
All right. So when I was a kid, I wanted to be a gay, and I grew up to be one.
I am died. I wasn't ready.
Success. Here's my.
I'm a zombie now. I came back. I wasn't ready. I wasn't
I got the
ready.
sticker on from the dentist. Yes, success. I made it.
Ma'am,
as you can see,
that's your career?
you
Is
can
that how
do
you
it
make
too.
your money? Look, what's wrong with me? This is not.
And if you try hard enough, you can also
I
become a
was
gay.
not ready for that answer. I am deceased.
No, you didn't say career. You said what did we want to be when we grew
Okay.
up.
Second time tonight. Let me rephrase the question. I misspoke. What did you want to do for a living? I don't know how to make money. I don't know. How do we ask this to get the answer that you know I am asking? And what is wrong with what? Can y'all drop in the comments? What career did you want on career day? What did you say you wanted to be when you grow up?
Dang, actually,
What did you end up being and why?
What did I tell them I wanted to be when
I
I grew
remember
up?
what you told me, and I didn't even know. And I'm like, how did I not know this?
I don't remember what I told you. So,
You said you wanted to be a rapper.
oh, I did. Oh, and I sent a whole. Listen, y'all.
How am I going to tell you?
Well, that's because, some things you keep back to yourself. I keep forgetting. But I did. So, because, me and Brian would actually, make raps and songs and stuff.
Brian is our brother.
Yeah, and we would, make remixes and everything. And it was so funny, right? Back in school, they did this one project where you would have to, write a letter to, somebody famous. And they had back in the day the phone book, right? Pulled that bad boy out, some different type of phone book. And it had, addresses and whatnot in there. And they would actually, and they actually sent the letters out. And some people actually did get responses from whoever.
I think the white pages had addresses.
Yeah.
The yellow pages, I think, was just phone numbers. I could be
Yeah.
wrong. I don't remember specifically.
I just remember it was something big old don't that made me look. That would have been a
your booster seat.
Yeah, that
at
would have
the
been
table.
a booster seat. Yeah, part of the collection of books. Yeah, so
So you used to sit on the phone book at the booster seat at the dinner table.
man,
You and your whole 5 foot nothing self.
still.
When did you become 5 foot? When did you officially?
fifth grade? I don't know.
That was it?
I don't know.
And you stopped
when
there.
That's
That
when I
was peak
peaked.
height.
I don't freaking know. 9th grade, maybe. I don't know.
Horrible.
Was I tiny in my whole life? No, listen. I might have been tiny my whole life, but they knew not to mess with me. I'll tell you that. Because if you mess with me, then you have to mess with my brother, and you didn't want to do that either. All right? So, shoot. Listen, I was already a tyrant, my own little self. You knew not to mess with
Napoleon
me.
complex with your tiny self.
Yes, right. I was a...
So what did you end up? Okay, let's go through the career path. Because then what? You wanted to be a rapper.
Uh-huh.
What was your first couple of jobs? And then what do you do now?
Listen, so I wanted to be a rapper, and then what happened was I had signed my soul up, to this great military of this great United States, and I don't know why I did it. Oh no, I did know why I did it.
What do you mean you don't know why?
I did it because I wanted to be in the military band. I thought that was so cool, because it looked like, marching band, but in suits. And I was like, yay, that looks awesome. Because they had their blues or their greens on at the time, whatever the case may be. When I was looking it up, so I wanted to do that. But what ended up happening was, somehow, some way, I was convinced that I wouldn't be able to make a living that way, and to go into the military for something else. So I was like, sure, let's do nursing. I wonder who suggested that. Anyway,
because every black person under the
needs
sun
to be a nurse.
in the medical field. There's
Yeah.
nothing else out there for us.
Right.
I'm so tired of that narrative.
and
No offense to people in the medical field.
It's not.
If that's where your heart is, that's where you're interested. But you can do anything you want to do.
Right. You can do anything you want to do. And I enjoyed being in the medical field because at the time that was also like a side interest of mine, because I used to watch House a lot. And I just thought all the miracles that he said, what happened to you was chewing on that toothpick. You chew on toothpicks a lot, and just a little tiny fiber came down and poked a hole right in your esophagus. And then that's how the bacteria came through. And that's why you have a runny nose. Wow. And I'm like,
So
mind
joining
blown.
the army to become a medic was going to make you into Dr. House.
And thought so. But then when I thought about it more, right, I changed my reasoning to, like, you know what? If I could kill people, I could heal people.
What?
Because it's the military. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
They teach you how to shoot a rifle.
You know what I'm saying?
And then they teach you how to bandage the wounds.
Right, exactly. Well, the thing about it, because you joined the military, and it was like, it wasn't really during like a wartime, but even still, they teach you how to fight, they teach you how to shoot, all those maneuvers and things like that. And I'm like, well, if I could learn how to kill, like, then I can learn how to heal. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be the one that's out there like actually harming people. Not saying that I wouldn't have, because I would have been out there like Rambo had the chance. But instead I learned how to patch up wounds. I learned some like just vital information about like regular life, blood pressure, stuff like that. I ended up being in pediatrics after leaving like the field type areas. I actually went to Womack in Fort Bragg, so I learned pediatrics there and geriatrics, and that's when I dabbled a little bit into mother, baby, labor, and delivery. I saw a baby being born for the first time, like actually coming out that lady, and I had to go outside. I had to go outside because it was crazy.
You couldn't handle it.
Oh my God, I couldn't handle it. This back in the day, and gosh forbid me, I used to smoke cigarettes. So right after that happened, I went outside, I lit a cigarette, and I called my friend Darius, and I said, bro, I just saw a baby being born. Like, what are we doing?
Why do you do this to people?
Like I said, this is like the crazy. And he's like, yeah. And I'm just like, this is crazy.
Was he a dad already at that point?
No, he wasn't a dad already.
Okay.
No, he wasn't a dad, but he was in the medical field too. So I think he was already like working at a hospital or something like that, but he's like, yeah. And I'm like, that's so crazy, And then that's also when I learned.
I know how I feel about like random, because like, you were just like in a rotation learning random things.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm having a baby, the most exposed I could ever possibly be. And you're just in here learning.
Sure am. Sure am.
Ma'am, I am not your guinea pig. I am not you learned. Nope.
And to be honest with you, I have no idea why they even had me in that room to hand the doctor something.
Is that when you decided that wasn't for you? No, I'm just
no. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. I kind of realized it might have not been for me when I realized I have a soft touch. Like, if I'm actually supposed to be like palpating people and like trying to figure out something, like I said, like, it's everybody. Even my PA was like, you gotta dig in deep. You gotta dig
Ow!
That's exactly what I said. Ow! like that hurts. I'm supposed to be helping the
Medic.
people. Medic for the medic. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I thought, but it was a good experience.
Jenny said, get in there.
Get in it.
She got out of there. She said, this is not for me.
She said, yeah, so it's like, it was a good experience and everything, but, just, I'll leave that up to you smarter ladies out there who definitely have the patience. And
yes, working in the medical field is a people/customer general public facing job 9 times out of 10. 9.5, 9.9 times out of 10.
Especially
that
y'all,
right there is a whole no for me.
Especially y'all
hard stop.
Working with the psychos, the psych people.
It runs the gamut. You have geriatric, you have pediatric, you have sane, you have momentarily insanity.
Let me tell you
something.
something.
You have men.
It was the older. listen, Jenny. I know you can tell me, right? It's always like the older folks. You know what I'm saying? When you go check on them, they have a little bit of dementia or delirium, and they think you Miss Sally.
The big bro is giving a shout out to his wife. He said his wife rocks that ish too. Nursing ain't for the weak.
It ain't for the weak. It is not for the weak. Right?
Kudos to y'all. Shout out to y'all. I already said that. If that is where your heart is and that's what your interest is and that's what you choose to do, thank you.
Right.
Because I don't. And
we
need y'all. Because I go to the doctor. I go and get my, I have family. I have children. It's needed. It's 100% needed. And especially as African Americans, especially as African American women, we do need to be present in those fields. I don't have the temperament, the patience, the stomach, anything else you want to apply to that to work in any type of medical field to any extent. We have another friend on the other end of the gamut that she went to school, or she wanted to be a pharmacist, which I believe she was following in the footsteps of her family, parents, I believe. But she ended up becoming an accountant. Why? I don't remember the story. If you want to drop in the comments of how you flipped from pharmacist to accountant.
Listen, that's how I went from rapper, nurse to grocery store manager.
So after the military, what happened? Where we at now? What happened? All
right, so then the military destroyed my body. So out I go. Oh, we all the medics.
You needed a nurse.
All the medics needed medics. And it's so funny, right? Because then people are like, well, why aren't you in the medical field? Blah, 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 blah. Like I said, it's just not for everybody. And it's funny because, like, you know, my one friend, like I said, Darius, like, you know, he was a medic as well. You know, he got out the military and now he does, like, home security, like,
random
fixer alarm things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just some random other stuff that we got into. But, like, you know, me myself, I'm more of like, I'm like a hoo type person. So I'm always like on the ground trying to go, but I like to organize as well. So it's like, I need something that'll keep my brain occupied in that sense where I'm not going to actually, if I mess up, kill a person, right? Listen, if I mess up, you just ain't going to have nothing on the shelf today.
We saving groceries, not lives.
Yeah, we saving groceries, not lives. And also, too, let me tell you something. There's just some things that, like, especially with the medical field, like, let me go ahead and get back to that.
Always say hi, what's up, bro?
But let me go back to the medical field real quick. Just like, there's just some things there that also, especially with pediatrics, it just broke my heart. And I'm like, I don't think that could be something that I could deal with all the time. Like, there was this boy in there, he had to be like maybe 3. Like, how are you breaking your femur, your pelvis? Like, and he was in a cast. This little boy, he was so lively, so full of everything. Here.
Big bro said here.
Yeah, right. Pediatrics. It was sad because you really realize, like, some people are just crazy. Social services coming up in there asking questions. This one baby, you realize, like, they're born and they're addicted to something. Like, when I say, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was one of those little babies, but to actually see it, the baby was crying all night, was restless. You try to feed him. It was just so sad. And you got the dad in there just like crying, doesn't know what's happening. So like, you know, it's the mom. It's just so many crazy things. Oh boy, tears just, ugh.
So how'd you end up doing what you're currently doing?
Like I said, the military broke my body. So after all of that, you know what I'm saying? I got out and, you know, I hit the ground running when I came back up to New Jersey, you know, just trying to find a job, you know, the medical field. I'm gonna leave that to somebody else, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up getting into Whole Foods retail, and I was like, I'll learn how to be healthy. I'll learn some good nutritional facts and things and sorts of that. And that's where it took off from. Went from Whole Foods, then went to Popeyes.
Now you're what I call the frozen food / dairy fixer.
I'm / manager.
Well, now I call you the fixer because they send you to different stores to fix their department.
God, and they just got me at Berlin right now, thankfully. Now it's Jason, the guy who took over for me in West Defford. They were telling me they send him everywhere. And I was like, well, thank the Lord it's you and not me, because there ain't no way that I'm waiting for a phone call from you or a text message from you in the morning to tell me where I'm going. I said, Jason, where are you going tomorrow? He goes, I don't know. They'll text me in the morning. I said, that don't sound right. That don't sound right at all. That don't sound right. No, you need to tell me a week in advance, but that's the ShopRite special for you. 2 days notice. 2 days notice before they up and move you somewhere. But
so we got the story on Instagram of how our friend Debbie went from she wanted to be a pharmacist. I think you were in school to be a pharmacist. You wanted to be an accountant. She said she didn't know she didn't have to be perfect. She lost her perfect grade point average in the 3rd year of college chemistry and thought it meant that she wasn't good enough to make medications for people. So she switched to accounting, which is crazy. Like, that's so drastically different. And that's also a little bit of a testimony of, you know, having people in your lives to kind of like be in your ear or be, you know, the little angel on your shoulder to kind of be like, no, you are good enough, or nobody's perfect, or nobody's going to, you know, get everything right all the time. But if this is your passion, sorry, peanut gallery says, what do you say?
Say you're perfect.
Oh, I hasn't said I'm perfect.
That's so sweet.
Y'all ain't hear it, so it don't count. But
Just say it right here again in
She
the
heard it,
microphone.
right? Sing it to my good mom.
You're right.
But wait, are you done?
I mean, listen, that's where I'm at right now. I'm at ShopRite, doing the frozen dairy manager thing, and it's working out for me. I get paid all right. I also get compensation for the military because, like I said, they broke my body, and I was going to go back over there because there's something wrong with this here shoulder that I'm pretty sure, I started feeling when I started feeling
Back in the 99 and the 2000.
when I started feeling PT tests. So you know what I'm saying?
That
Here we
makes
go
sense
with
to
that.
me.
Yeah, right. I started feeling that then.
Yes.
So, but
She's gonna get that looked at. She's gonna get that taken care
I'm
of.
gonna
She's
go
gonna
ahead
go
and-
ahead and get them bennies.
Yeah, go ahead and
As
add
you
that
should.
20% to
Uncle
go get
Sam
mine.
done broke you. Make them pay.
And that's my doggone boss gonna ask me, oh, why aren't you doing medical field anymore? What, you ain't like it? Listen here, boss of mine.
Let them know. I would be like, why are you here? Like, we right here together. What
Right,
you
we right here
mean?
together.
Is this what you wanted to be when you grew up?
He said, oh, you didn't like it? You know what? Just,
I'm cracking up.
yeah, right? Like
People just be emboldened to say anything.
the Lord be saving me, right? Cause,
No, the Lord be saving them.
yeah,
Because what? What'd you
Right.
say?
if I had been in the military just a
What did I
smidgen
say? You lucky I'm
longer,
saved?
but like, if I think about it, right, if I had been in the military just a smidgen longer, like, I probably would have actually, like, been really deployed and actually had to, like, actually shoot somebody or actually be, like in those actual
You
real,
would have
real,
probably
real.
seen some horrible things.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of my other boys having this, like, just this little thing. God was like, you don't need to be seeing that, you don't need to be doing that, like, and moving me on along.
So she's disturbed enough.
Oh, and actually am. So thank the Lord that barrier wasn't broken. So, jeez.
But again, just checking back in, we thank you guys for tuning in live here on both Instagram and TikTok. Make sure you are liking, sharing,
And
subscribing to our page. Give us some comments, give us some hearts, send us some gifts if you
Hit
want
those
to.
likes.
We hit those like. We appreciate you to help us grow our audience. But again, I am Faris, Big Sis, here on the Mighty Funny Sibling Podcast. This is my baby sis. She always be my baby. Rye Guy. You can find her on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook at Rye Guy. And we
Rye
are
Guy,
on
Rye Fox.
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube at Mighty Funny or Mighty Funny 3. You can find us. We are here every 2 weeks, but we are also on your feed just about every day, making sure you get a couple of chuckles. We appreciate you guys that helped us go viral on that MapQuest post. If you didn't see it, you wasn't there. I don't know what to tell you. You probably never had to do that though.
No, I did have to do that.
Did you do MapQuest?
Yes, we did MapQuest. We printed it out and you had to follow it. And gosh forbid, there was that one time we went somewhere and somebody forgot one of the sheets of paper. Okay? It was horrible. By the way, since we're talking about this real quick, because I was like, maybe we should talk about this, right? I was telling my friend about the time we had went to wherever we had went. And
Who's we?
I want to say all of us because mom and grandma were there.
Oh,
And
okay.
Mom and grandma were there, right? And I think mom had the Garmin at the time. You remember that, John?
I always have to add caveats to your stories because if I was present, 9 times out of 10, this didn't happen in regards to mom and her directions because I take over. I learned that I was reminded of that this past weekend, but continue with your story.
Maybe you weren't there, maybe you were there,
If
but
it was a
either which
Garmin,
way.
no, Ferris wasn't there.
But
I don't play that.
But like either which way, because I was telling her, I was telling her
Garmin,
about.
though, that's a throwback. Y'all remember the Garmin? Who had a Garmin?
What
Or
was
a
the other thing?
TomTom?
Oh, it was called the TomTom. The other thing was called the TomTom, right? Because I was telling her about it, and it's like, the first ever GPS for the car. You know what I'm saying? Like, before, like, for smartphones, you can look it up, and, like, it was, like, right after MapQuest. You know what I'm saying? Before, you're still printing it out, whatever. And we have where she was using a Garmin, and they had gotten lost. Still, I'm pretty sure we went to New York. I forget where we went, but I'm pretty sure we went to New York. Still had gotten lost still, right? And it's night. We're going around in circles. They're going this way, going that way, and it's dark. Finally, they just stop underneath some bridge and grandma's on her glass. Excuse me, sir. Do you know how to get to wherever we're going? I'm sitting in the back like, oh my God.
We about to die.
We about to die. We about to die. Like, oh.
Yes, so mom, grandma have the worst sense of direction.
And she never kept it updated.
They don't, because you used to have to connect them to your computer and update your maps. That's actually the problem with my car. Now, my car is 10 years old, and to update the GPS in it, you have to take it to the dealership. And they wanted to charge me like $500. I was like, nah, I'm good. If I need to pull out my Google Maps on my phone, then I will. That's what it's like, yeah. That's a separate joke about my cars, and every car needs to be upgraded. The next car needs the most up-to-date GPS.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we care about. But anyway, just this past weekend, I was reminded, and the funny thing too is my husband also has the worst sense of direction. Mom was supposedly giving me, like, helping me with the directions or whatever. I ended up, like, nicely having to ask her to be quiet because I was just like, you're not helping. Like, I got the GPS talking and it's redirecting and you're supposed to be on your phone looking it up and you're just stop. Like, I ended up stopping the car and pulling out my own phone, but I was just like, it's hilarious when, like, again, we have GPSs in our car.
Thank you for
we
the
have
rose.
phones that sit up. Yeah, thank you for the rose. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Remember, you're liking, commenting, following. Appreciate all the interaction from you guys on TikTok and Instagram. But nowadays, like, you mount your phone. But again, back in the day, you printed out some papers. And God forbid you leave a sheet behind.
Gosh.
My thing is, how'd you get back home? Unless you print it coming and going.
Didn't you just, oh no, you would just go backwards. You would just go backwards. You would literally just go backwards. Right.
The Sandbagger right here. So we're going to make a left here.
Exactly. Right.
Go straight for 22 miles. All right, well, go straight back.
Isn't that where you had the help of Jesus? Because there ain't no way.
Right. Look, okay, so at least every summer, we went to South Carolina. And growing up, I was born in the 80s. Shout out to my 80s babies.
Babies,
elder
that's not
millennials
me.
here. You're at the tail end of the millennials. That was before GPS. That was before map class. You had a paper map. But ultimately, I was always the passenger princess up front. I was always the co-pilot because my mother, as I already explained, horrible. My parents would end up arguing if my mom was supposed to be helping. So once I was like old enough to read, and that was probably like 7, I was sitting up front with Dad. And Dee Dee, the sign says such and such. And the route doesn't change drastically hitting 95 South to go to South Carolina, but sometimes there's detours, sometimes there's, traffic or whatever it might have been. So I learned to pay attention to what's it called? Not milestones,
The milestone,
not
markers, though.
but
the markers at the side of the road.
something that is not going to move. There's a big old
landmarks.
landmarks.
Wow,
Thank you. Yes.
Very young. I remember I just woke up from a nap 2 hours ago.
I'm old.
Here. She said, I'm just old.
I'm geriatric, okay?
I'm trying to give myself an excuse.
Pay attention to the landmarks, things which unfortunately over time stuff has changed, but for the most part, if you're going the same route. But that was the funny thing too. Again, we went up to North Jersey this past weekend and I used my GPS to get there and then using my GPS to kind of, get back. But I was just like, once I got on, I was like, cool, I can turn in the GPS. I know where I am. And I started recognizing things. I was like, oh yeah, I did a spot party here. I did a spot party. Like, I know where I am because I learned at a very young age to pay attention to your surroundings when you're driving, pay attention to what landmark you might have passed. Pay attention to where was the gas station? Where was this? In case, you might need gas or something happens and you have to give somebody some point of reference. Hey, I broke down. Mm-hmm. I can't drop a pin. I can't share my location. I might not be at the corner of anything. So you have to pay attention to landmarks. So it helped. And it's just funny when, again, we have a generation now, which if their GPS goes out, if they lose power on their device, they don't have a signal. I don't know what they're going to do. Which is a kind of funny story too of our friend years ago. I forget. I think she had just started driving like her late teens and they were supposed to be going to California from Pennsylvania. And, I think it was her older sister let her drive and like went to sleep and woke up in either Alabama or Louisiana.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Cause she was just following the interstate signs and I don't know what but it was just like, again.
He said, what road trip?
What type of sense of direction, you got? And I was like, I will drive on our road trips. I'm good.
Taking the circuitous route.
But again, tonight we are talking about, as a child, what did you want to be? What career field did you want to get into as you got older? What did you end up doing for your career and why? Rye Guy shared with us that she wanted to be a rapper.
I did.
Her rapper to rapper.
First of all, do you even know her rapper to rapper? Do you know crack the eggs in the bowl? You don't know that. Mix
with these bars. I don't know. Maybe she could
mix the eggs in the bowl.
Maybe she could still be a rapper. Let's go. She a composer. She makes music. Go ahead, hit him with a beat. Let's go.
Let's do it right now. Nah, listen, all y'all young kids out there, y'all music be so easy, and I'm like, dang it, it's so easy.
No,
it's so
I
simple,
all the
I can't
time.
do
Give
it.
me a beat. We get in the studio. We blow up. All I need is one hit. That's it.
Listen, y'all know South Jersey studios, any music studios out there, drop them in the comments, drop them in the links, any of that right there. And let them know that we trying to do a session real quick. Something real quick, something real tight, something real funny. Something mighty funny.
Mighty funny. I ain't got no bars.
Yeah, she do.
But I can be on the track.
She got some ad-libs.
Yeah.
She can do some.
She said, take that.
Different strokes. Yeah, right here.
Skirt that. Skirt.
Yeah, right here. You're so stupid.
Okay. No, I'm joking. Who that on the beat on the track? That's Jones on the track.
Look.
Hey.
She gonna sound like Safari in the back of a Nicki Minaj track, all right? I was just listening to Nicki Minaj. I was like, yo, Safari was so funny.
I'll be back there like Migos.
She said, please don't do that. I'm doing it.
Now we doing it. That's a challenge. Well, now we gotta be up in the stew.
He said, please don't. He said, stop.
Never say never. Don't tell me what I can't do.
Listen.
You ain't even asked nicely. No, he did say please. You
so
said please.
On,
so I'm going to kindly decline. That's a no. That's an immediate no.
Stupid.
We're finna drop a beat. We finna be on the track. We gonna be shot there. What's up, Mom? What's up,
right guy on the track.
What's up,
you know?
They be like, what in the world?
Boom, 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 boom.
Especially back here, all you hear is subs.
Yeah, right.
In the summertime, like, oh my God, why the weather gotta get nice? Not the Mission Impossible. I'm cracking up. What are we even talking about?
Your career in life, right?
All right.
Back to
Okay,
the topic.
so if anybody hasn't shared, please jump in the comments on both Instagram and or TikTok. What did you want to be when you grew up, career-wise?
How many kids
You just wanted to be a whole fool, apparently. And
There's
how you
beats in
ended
my
up.
head because I could do it.
I know. You played the piano. You played the guitar. Taught yourself, like, I'm ready for the beats. This what we doing.
Bennett, we're waiting to get a new computer.
All right, so mine. Well, it's not your maiden name. It's your name still because you're married. What's your name? But I was gonna say my maiden name because I was gonna say our, but it was mine.
Yeah.
I own it. It's my name, and I want it now.
I want it now.
All right, so maiden name / your actual name, last name is Foxworth. Growing up as a young child, I liked to write stories a lot. I wrote a lot of stories. I was very into
journalism.
Yes. Can I tell my story? Or let you tell your story?
I'm sorry. That's the ad-libs.
That wasn't journalism yet. It was just me writing. It was an escape from reality of shenanigans. What are these people doing now? Let me just go write about some far, far land away. Dear God, make me a bird.
In a plaid shirt.
And the parents were not crazy. And the siblings was not romancing the stone. Anyway. That was elementary school. So I didn't really know what that meant in regards to writing stories. Once I got into high school, especially my senior year of high school, our school actually had a lot of upgrades, and they opened up a television studio. And I ended up my senior year of high school. Actually, no, that started in junior high because we used to have to record it on a VHS tape. I completely forgot that. Mr. Ludlow, rest in peace, did the morning announcements for Edgewood Junior High back in the late 90s. We had to record it on a camcorder, a VHS, and they would play it over the TVs in the classrooms. Me and a girl named Heidi, and again, rest in peace to her. She had brain cancer.
Oh no.
Yeah, we were in the same grade. So that was junior high. Didn't do anything else once I got into high school, like I said, until my senior year in high school when they opened up a TV studio and we was more high tech. Now it was literally a legit TV studio. They hired she was a producer from NBC 10. Shout out to Mrs. Armano, who actually still follows me on Instagram and in Facebook. So shout out to her.
Hey.
She was an awesome teacher. She took us we were on MTV Spring Break that year. We did a bunch of stuff, cause we were with the TV productions crew. So that kind of, gave me the bug to be on camera, between, like I said, junior high school and then senior year of high school of being, the newscaster, doing the morning announcements for, school. And I was still writing. I actually got a scholarship to go to Rowan University. Shout out to Rowan University because I want to say either 2001, 2002, I wrote an essay, cause September 11th happened literally, right when my senior year of high school started. I graduated high school in 2002. So 2001 was, when September 11th happened, and our local newspaper, the Courier Post, was doing a series of essay contests for the local high schools. And the topic was, if you could teach any class in your school or come up with a topic for a class in your school, what would it be and why? So the topic I picked was, the miseducation of today's youth. And that was based off the fact that, you know, our country had just been attacked by international terrorists. Here. Domestic is domestic. We're going to talk about that right now. But it was ultimately about the fact that no matter where you are in the world, as a child that is going to school, you are being taught with whatever curriculum the powers that be want you to learn. So if, you know, Iran or Iraq is teaching their kids that America is bad and they're horrible, that's what they're going to grow up believing. And then they're going to grow up and want to come and attack, you know, another country. And it was I actually still have a copy of the essay. I won first place. And it was published in the newspaper, and then I got recognized locally by some of the mayor, and I ended up getting a scholarship for college because of that. When I started college, I then became the very first ever freshman to win the seat. We had tryouts. Rowan has its own little local television station on campus. You know, if you're in your room, you can watch the TV channel. It was a TV show called On the Couch with Ferris and Jared. Shout out to Jared.
Shout out to Jared, bro. You still my boy, man. Like, Jared was so cool. Yeah.
He was a senior and I was a freshman, and normally they do not let freshmen on the show. They want you to be a little bit more seasoned, a little bit more well-spoken, not nervous, not, you know, have ideas, have input, have a voice. But I impressed them, I guess. So they let me be on the show, and that was really cool. Chrissy was in middle school at the time.
We did a Halloween thing.
And we bought her on the show, both my younger sisters.
Guts.
And we did a Halloween episode. You guys were in your costumes.
Yeah.
And we made a jack-o'-lantern. For that episode of the show. So I've been into journalism, media, whatever it is, you know, ever since I was a kid, telling stories.
It was crazy. I fell asleep. It was late.
Well, the show took 2 hours post, and there's pre and post. You have to be there early. You don't just walk in 10 minutes before the show starts. And then you have post.
She must be talking about her.
Then you have to discuss, you know, how it went and, you know, any edits and things like that. I haven't really done much of that since college until we launched Mighty Funny a few years ago. I do still write, but that's me personally. And by writing, I mean typing. I'm not physically writing anything because my hand would probably fall off at this point. But I do still. Yeah, let me get into that. I'm talking about what I wanted to do. So maybe around second year in college, that's when you start looking into internships and finding out about, you know, where you could take your career. And that's when I found out hey, you can get your journalism degree and you can go be Ferris Foxworth on Fox 29, Fox Philadelphia, because that's what I swore I wanted to do, be a news anchor. And then I found out that you are basically a gopher for however many years. You're basically a elevated intern, grabbing coffee and printing out copies and collating and stapling. And then if you do get some type of reporter position, you got to go out to Arkansas or some crazy town where, you know, they need you. And then you're standing out there reporting in the hailstorm this is Ferris, and oh my God.
Don't take any treacherous journeys and don't swim in the sea. That's how you get those jobs.
Right.
It's so stupid.
And they have to work their way up, and it takes years both to work your way up to a studio position, and even with that, you might get the afternoon news or the 11 o'clock. Nobody's watching that, and you're not making any money. And then on top of that, there's not really stability. You could end up being moved from station to station to station to station based off availability. And who knows? Maybe if I had stuck with it, I could have been the next Oprah because she started as a news reporter. But I was I need that money. I need it now.
Right. It's my money that I want, and I need it now. Right.
So we ended up in the hospitality industry at first, because here in South Jersey, we are not that far from the shore. The first hotel job I ever had was at the Borgata. Shout out to the Borgata, working in something called customer care, which is basically just reservations for the hotel and dining and tickets and things like that. But it was cool to learn it. I ended up working front desk at Harrah's, which shout out to Harrah's because they actually pay more, and this is 20-something years ago, so I'm not speaking to now. Paid more and paid more often than Borgata did. And I was just Borgata, this big fancy gold building, but Harrah's was where it was at. But it was also a fun time to be there because I was in my early 20s. So I was just outside. I went to work. I didn't really have much responsibilities financially, and I had friends and we had fun. We used to go to clubs, we used to go to concerts, we used to do everything and have fun. And I also learned experience Fast forward to kind of shifted things, ended up at hospitality in Philadelphia. So again, other side of the spectrum. And then got older, got a little bit more, need some more money because I have bigger goals now. And I made a career shift. And what ended up happening was I got hired at the Four Seasons in Philadelphia as a front desk manager. No, the assistant general manager, which is even bigger position. But anybody who's ever worked in hospitality knows that is what is called a 24/7 industry. Hotels don't close. And 9 times out of 10, if there's an issue, who do you want to talk to?
You.
The manager, especially the front desk manager or the assistant, the general manager. And all those years, especially towards the end when I was in Philadelphia, I was always in some type of management position. That's kind of a personal joke of mine. So no matter where I've been employed over the years, they always want to offer me management positions. And I'm just like, no, thank you at this point. But either way, I was hired at the Four Seasons in Philadelphia for a little bit more money than I was making, but I live in South Jersey, so that was a commute. But I was also hired at this place called iCup at the same exact time. So I had a decision to make. And it was go get this, 24/7 job, making more money, but it's still a commute and you're paying for that commute, or take a pay cut and learn a different industry, which is manufacturing, shipping, and receiving. I got like a little admin job. I got that admin job at iCup, was like a warehouse sales, whatever, assistant, purchasing, kind of like learning how to do all the things when it comes to manufacturing, shipping, and receiving, administrative wise, a lot of documentation, a lot of emails. But it was nice to have a desk job because before I was not sitting at nobody's desk. And I didn't have a 9 to 5. It wasn't a Monday through Friday. It wasn't a regular, hospitality industry. Again, you don't even really get time off. You're off, but you're on call. So now I got a 9 to 5. I got a Monday through Friday. I get weekends off and nights and holidays. And that's where I've been in, what ended up happening is within about 4 to 6 months of working, getting that job, a position in another department opened up, and it was something I knew nothing about, but I was like, hey, as I like to say, the worst they can tell me is no. And if you're going to teach me, then I will learn. The department is called EDI. So I transferred over to the EDI department. EDI stands for Electronic Data Interchange. And most people have no clue what that is. And I'm not going to go into a whole long discussion about it. But just know that EDI touches just about everything. And my dear bestie, Debbie, she was my manager. And that was when I had met her initially. She was like the HR person when I got interviewed and hired. But I didn't work with her at first. And then when I transferred, she was my immediate manager. She taught me everything I needed to know. And I was like, peace out after 6 months. I don't even think it was 6 months at that department. I got a better job because I was like, hey, this is a whole new world that got opened up to me. And the rest is history. I've been in EDI probably going on 15 years at this point. Because it's in everything. You're shipping and receiving. You buy something in a store, it got there because of EDI. Your healthcare, your billing of your healthcare, your prescriptions, you were able to pick it up on time. Your insurance was properly billed. That's EDI. Anything you can think of, electronic data interchange. That data has to go back and forth. And my job in the world of EDI is to make sure that the data is formatted correctly so that it gets sent out and it can get received properly. So all that to say, I started out wanting to be on camera, wanting to be in journalism, wanting to be Ferris Foxworth on Fox Philadelphia, and I ended up the quiet nerd behind the desk that does not want to be on the phone with nobody, that does not want to be dealing with the general public, that does not want to smile and hi, oh my gosh, nope, that ain't me. And then somewhere in between there, I had a little business of my own for about 8 years, but we don't have to dive into that either. That was a means to an end, to make some extra money, and it made some money. My Create My Spot, a mobile spa company that I started literally when I was 30, lasted for 8 years. COVID hit and it shut it down, but I was perfectly fine because I had a newborn at home. I didn't want to do it anymore. But Create My Spa, we was lit. We was on the road. We were painting little girls' nails and giving them facials and staying with adults. And we made it do what it do. Some little girls out there, some adult women had some awesome memories of Create My Spa, and we were happy we were able to do that. And my bank account was happy because it financed the renovations of this house. But yeah, so we're almost out of time. That was my story of what I wanted to be when I grew up. And it's kind of funny, like even then talking about it kind of hit me with a little bit of nostalgia. Like I can still do it. And here I am. I'm technically still doing it. I'm talking. I'm interviewing. We're talking about what's happening in the world, what shouldn't be happening in the world.
What's the hat?
And I get to have control over it. And hopefully you guys will continue to send us some gifts and follow us and support us so we can make some money.
Yeah, and make that shmoney.
We appreciate you guys so we can be here for you.
Please like this and share it and all that so we can make money and be on Streamer University, because I saw some of that and you know what? I feel like we could do it.
I don't know what that is.
I know you don't, but this is why you need to like and share and comment and tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dogs.
Let them know you found Ferris and Rye Guy, and we are hilarious, and we talk about real stuff in real life. We are real people. We are not some fake celebrities. We will never. I don't want to be an influencer, but I will happily take whatever
influencing the crowd
stuff
now.
you want to send my way, and I will give my honest opinion on it. We can do that.
We're influencing now. We're influencing you guys.
Yeah. If there's something you guys want us to talk about on our next webisode, feel free to drop us a comment. Feel free to send us a DM. Feel free to send us a chat. Make sure you tell your family and friends to like, subscribe, follow. We are on Instagram at MightyFunny3. We are on TikTok right here, guys.
We're here now.
We're on Facebook, and we are also on YouTube. We appreciate you guys for checking in with us this week. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Will we though?
We will.
Are we though? Because are we going to be on vacation?
What's happening in 2 weeks? No, vacation is 3 weeks from now. Which actually we can tell them about that. Not that it matters. Where is my calendar? I do this every time.
Every time. As if we don't have phones. Different strokes for different folks.
What's the Tuesday?
And so on and so on.
Tuesday.
Sorry. That when you see that finally, because now that I sang it and it'll be on your TikTok, you'll be like, I see why you just keep singing that. It's so on and so on.
Today is the 28th, the 10th. We'll be here on the 10th. No, I will. Actually, I won't. And I probably will be here on the 11th. The 10th, which actually, now that I remember that, we'll have a conversation. We'll let you guys know we'll post when we're going to go live. But
I was going to say, live during
June 10th, the reason why I will not be here, here in New Jersey, June 10th is the primary elections. Unfortunately, a lot of people do not vote in primary elections. They don't feel as though they're necessary. In New Jersey, we have a governor race, and there are a lot of both local and state congressional seats that are up for grabs. It is paramount, meaning very, very, very important that you vote in the primary elections, because whoever wins the primary for the governor, for the state senator, for the whatever it may be, that is who gets to be on the ballot in November. Not everybody gets to be on the ballot in November. You have to win your primary first. So in New Jersey, June 10th, Tuesday, June 10th is primary election day. Make sure you know where your polling location is. If you're able to vote early, look that all up, check it out. I know primaries are coming up in PA. I actually think they're maybe next week, but I could be wrong. But either way, no matter where you are in the country or in the world, you should always vote in every single election. I tell people that people think that you should only vote for the president. And I tell them all the time, your local elections, your mayor, your senator, your governor, they have more of a direct effect on your day-to-day life. They control rent and housing costs for your state. They can control assistance for your state. All of that, the minimum wage for your state, all of that is local to your state. So yes, you should vote for president too. And I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm just telling you vote. Make sure you show up to the polls. Make sure you get your voice heard, whether you're a man, woman, whatever it may be, whatever party you are. I don't care. It is just paramount that you show up and make your voice heard. Again, in New Jersey, Tuesday, June 10th is a primary election. I am actually a county poll worker, board of elections board worker. So I will actually be at the polls.
Hey.
And we have to be there at 5 a.m. to open the polls. And I'm going to ask you nicely, all of you guys out there in cyberspace, be nice to your poll workers when you go vote. We have to be there at 5 a.m. and we are there until the polls close at 8 p.m. By the time I get home, it's about 10 p.m. because you have to return all the equipment and shut it all down. And it's like a 15-hour day. So be nice to the poll workers. They do get paid, but it ain't a lot. So be nice. Okay. Again, Tuesday, June 10th here in New Jersey. Make sure you guys go vote in the primaries. Governor election is happening in New Jersey this year. And then next year, we have the midterms for our senator. So we'll see what happens with that. So that's why we will not be here on the 10th. We might be here on the 11th, but we'll see how I'm feeling. But either way, we're going to try to make a point to kind of, even if it's a different day of the week, make sure we're checking in with you guys every 2 weeks. But, and we'll wrap it up at that point. Oh, we definitely will. The week after that, which we don't be telling people when you go and where you're going, but we'll be checking in. Mighty Funny is going on the road. We are going to Universal Orlando, Florida in June. We will check in and let you guys know we are checking out Universal Studios, we are checking out Islands of Adventure, and we are checking out the brand new Epic Universe. This is Rye Guys' first time ever going to Florida, period, let alone Orlando, let alone all of the parks that I just noted.
Yep.
I got to check out Epic this past Mother's Day. My husband got his preview passes, and it's awesome. Epic Universe is awesome. I can't wait to go back in a couple of weeks. We're taking the kiddos, we're taking the baby sis, and we're doing all
we
the
got matching things.
Oh, we got shirts.
To take those pictures. That'll be nice.
Yeah, we got the Mario shirts. We picked them up at the mall. So yeah, make sure you guys stay tuned in with us. Again, if there's any topics you want us to talk about when we come on here twice a month, let us know. Again, make sure you're liking, make sure you're sharing, send us some gifts, send us some love, send us some comments, interacting. Tell your friends to subscribe to our pages, to follow us, and keep in touch with us because we appreciate all of you guys' interaction and love. But as always, I don't even remember to say, next time you're a kid in, I don't know, 3rd grade, and they want to ask you what you want to be when you grow up.
You tell them, I want to be mighty funny.
I want to be mighty
I want to be mighty funny.
funny. Yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll check you guys next time. Bye.
Next time.
I don't know how you end the live.
You hit this little thing down here?
That's one the live.
No. Go to the arrow.
See, look at you knowing stuff.
I know, right? I'm a smart cookie. And I hit it now.
Yes, I can read.
Boom.
Oh, wait, do we want any behind the scenes after the credits for Instagram? We were dancing last time.
We were dancing last time, but this time I don't.
She don't want to dance. I don't want to dance. I don't know how to dance. How's it go? I don't know how to dance with a bop. Something. What's his name? I don't know.
First of all,
See,
that's
old.
the baby.
I know.
That's the baby.
But what's the song?
It's called.
See, I don't know how to dance with a bop.
I don't know how to dance with a lean.
Oh, see?
Something.
I don't know how I can dance with a lean. Put your hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. That's what you said we need to do TikTok dances. I was like, I don't know TikTok dances.
Oh wait, you can do what's the
Oh.
or the what did they do now? No. We could do it or the munching or the eating thing.
How'd the song go? You gotta play a song. I don't know the song.
I don't know the song.
Put the munching song on your phone.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
What's it called?
I don't know.
Is it eat? Is it eat? Is it what's it called?
I don't know. Oh.
What is it called?
You should look at different strokes for different folks. Share and so on and so on.
Share.
Actually, I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now.
Share song.
Oh, new Share song with Future. You gotta say with Future.
That's
new
a Kelly. Oh, with Future.
Yeah, new Share Future song, and it's there you go.
This everyday people.
No, you gotta do that one.
Oh, it's the commercial.
Yes, it's
Oh,
commercial.
you gotta turn the audio up. We're still on Instagram Live. If anybody's still watching. Wait, I can't hear anything.
Because the microphones are on?
It's nothing to do with the microphones. It should be the speakers. Is it playing? This is TikTok. I don't want TikTok. Just play
It's
the
on
damn
TikTok.
song.
No, it's on TikTok because it's a TikTok thing.
Just play the song. Apparently, they got a music
There you
video.
go.
This
There
is
you
the
go.
song?
There you go. There you go. This is the song. You ready? Here we go. I didn't saw the clip. So now we're going to watch the whole thing.
Have y'all heard this song? Share, featuring Future. Everyday People.
I'm just singing a song that I cannot get out.
Okay, we're gonna skip.
No, we have to watch. It's 2 minutes and 44 seconds. We have to watch this. I need to see the full thing.
Hey, okay. How old is Cher? Anybody know?
She is like 1,000 years old.
Deceased. Nah, she's a vampire. Wait, that's Arrested Development. But I wonder if Arrested Development redid it.
I don't know.
Now I gotta Google that. Different story. Okay, so they're stealing from everybody's songs.
So,
Thank you guys. We'll see you the second week of June.
Bye. Now you gotta watch the